Good Tuesday morning. Today is another first alert weather day because of the heat, as we can see more triple digits for lower elevations, maybe a little bit closer to 105 in the lower Columbia Basin. And then for tomorrow, we have fire weather concerns as the air is going to be dry, the vegetation is going to be dry, and it will be pretty windy out there. But first, let's talk about this morning. Right now, it feels fantastic outside. 60s and 70s already for lower elevations, 50s up in the Cascades, and 60s in the Blues. Here is your day planner forecast for today for lower elevations. Going to be around 90 as soon as 11 this morning, and then again 90s and triple digits at the peak of daytime heating. So the bottom line for the forecast, more triple digit heat for today, dangerous fire weather for tomorrow. But thankfully, I mean, the winds are going to pick up, so that's not good, but the wind's picking up because of a cold front passing. So we're going to be cooler, and that is good. That means we'll have normal high temperatures for the 4th of July weekend, but I'll of course talk at length about these first 2 points coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, the Sunnyside City Manager's paid leave has been extended for another 30 days, but he does have a new rule to follow, and we have what it is coming up. Plus, we now know the names of the 2 firefighters killed in Sunday's shocking ambush. All the latest on the investigation is just ahead. Plus, if you think it's safe to check your phone at a red light, think again. The hands-free law crackdown is on, and we'll tell you what officers are watching out for. It's all on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal. It is Tuesday, July 1st. Our Jade Elliott has the day off. Now, we do want to get right into your top stories, and we want to start by continuing our coverage on the deadly firefighter ambush that happened near Coeur d'Alene, Idaho over the weekend. Now, this morning, we know the names of the fallen. 2 press conferences that were held yesterday afternoon identifying the 2 firefighters that were killed in the line of duty. That's 52-year-old Battalion Chief John Morrison with the Coeur d'Alene Fire Department and 42-year-old Battalion Chief Frank Harwood with Kootenai County Fire Rescue.
Chief Harwood is married, has 2 children. He is also a former Army National Guard combat engineer, so he's a veteran as well. Chief Harwood was a leader in our organization. He did an amazing job. He was a shift commander. He was well respected by his shift.
Yesterday was one of the most absolute darkest days that either one of these organizations has ever faced.
A dark day indeed. Our thoughts and prayers are with those families. Now, a third victim, 47-year-old engineer Dave Tisdale, also from Coeur d'Alene Fire, was shot but survived, and he is in the hospital recovering. Now, the Coeur d'Alene Fire Department also announced the bodies of both fallen chiefs will be escorted home this morning. And we've also learned the name of the suspect who later took his own life as flames surrounded him, and he's been identified as 20-year-old Wes Rowley. Officials released a photo showing Rowley dressed in dark camouflage, wearing dark makeup and a mask. Authorities say the photo was posted on Instagram and it was discovered shortly before the attack, but it's unclear when the post was made. The account has since been taken down. Investigators say Rowley had 5 prior contacts with law enforcement in North Idaho, but none of them were serious. Now, in a troubling detail, officials confirmed that Rowley had shown interest in firefighting in the past. Now to new information this morning. It's the start of a new month, and new information, the non-disciplinary paid leave for Sunnyside City Manager Mike Gonzalez has now been extended by 30 days. So it's now until July 31st or the end of the internal investigation, whichever one comes first. And there are some new restrictions for the remainder of this investigation. The council at last night's special city council meeting approved to add 1 new guideline to the city manager's investigation, and that is the council saying that Gonzalez is not to have any contact with any former or current city employee or official regarding city matters. The council says all necessary communications must go through only the mayor and deputy mayor until the investigation is complete. The council also approved the interim city manager to continue on for the duration of the investigation. And the mayor of Sunnyside says this is why the extension is needed.
The investigator who was in charge of this investigation also had vacation time planned in that period of time, so wasn't here to be able to conduct the investigation, so it hasn't happened yet. They just got back from vacation, and so they wanted an extra 2 weeks or 3 weeks to be able to finish that. I think we can get it done in less than the 30 days we've given, but we just wanted some margin.
Gonzalez will still continue to be paid on leave, and the mayor says the same contract remains in place aside from that new protocol. The council has simply just extended that date. Now, with the 4th of July right around the corner, the Washington State Patrol is stepping up enforcement of the state's hands-free cell phone law. Apple Valley News Now's William Albert explains why this kind of enforcement is so important during this time of year.
Washington's hand-free law, enforced under RCW 46, makes it illegal for drivers to use electronic devices like cell phones or tablets while behind the wheel. And yes, that includes while stopped at a red light or sitting in traffic. However, during the summer months, often referred to as the 100 deadliest days for Washington drivers, Washington State Patrol says that they're working to get ahead of potential crashes.
During these summer months, we will have what's called emphasis patrols, where we'll have several officers from different agencies join forces, and they'll go to a designated intersection that's prone to have a lot of collisions, maybe a lot of distracted drivers, and we'll focus on that area for 3 or 4 hours at a time.
Mosqueda says distractions behind the wheel don't just come from phones. Drivers can also be cited for other behaviors that pose a serious risk.
A lot of people aren't familiar with the dangerously distracted driving law. That's a secondary offense in the state of Washington. And the best example I can give you is if you have your dog or your cat on your lap, and they distract you a bit, so you're speeding and you move out of your lane and nearly hit another vehicle, you can be stopped for that primary offense, which is speeding, lane travel, but also get a ticket for dangerously distracted driving.
Last year in Washington State, 130 people were killed in distracted driving incidences. But as we head into 4th of July, there are other deadly distractions out on the road besides cell phones.
We're going to have individuals that are going to want to record each other going down the freeway or down the roadways while they're shooting off fireworks from inside of vehicles. We seem to get that on a yearly basis in our community, which remind folks that's 100% illegal. That's actually a criminal ticket. You can be cited for reckless driving, especially if you're pointing Roman candles, for example, at other vehicles and shooting them off at them. That can cause a serious collision.
But more than writing tickets, Mosqueda says the goal is keeping people safe and encouraging everyone to stay alert behind the wheel.
So just remember, if you are behind the wheel, it's the most dangerous thing you're going to do for most of us every day. So just focus 100% on driving.
Staying safe on our roads starts with staying focused and keeping distractions away. In Kennewick, William Albert, Apple Valley News Now.
Thank you, William. Now, the base fine for using a cell phone while driving is $149. And if you're caught a second time, that fine doubles. So keep that in mind and stay safe out there. All right, coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, the man accused of killing 4 Idaho college students has now accepted a plea deal. And we have details from the courtroom and also more on how some of the families of the victims feel about this decision. But first, our chief meteorologist Josh Colbreth will have another look at your first alert weather forecast. Good Morning Northwest. We'll be right back.
Boom! Looks like T-Pain is too much for y'all.
Did I hear munch?
Sounds like someone's craving his new Munchie Meal.
Wait, do you just appear whenever somebody says munch?
Why, is that weird? Get T-Pain's new Tater Melt Munchie Meal.
Munch!
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Have you ever had a day like this? Bad days are why we got in the game. Capuzza Lighting, Accident Injury Lawyers.
From Apple Valley News Now, this is Medically Speaking.
My name is Lauren Martin. I started to work out at Hanford in 1982, and for 20 years I worked with the fleet, repairing cranes, locomotives, cars, ambulances, fire trucks, everything. After 20 years, then I came down with a disease. There are some very, very expensive drugs, and my copay on that is $0. All I have to do is pick up the phone, and it's there.
So we'll definitely evaluate their past employment. As a registered nurse myself, I'll look through their medical records and I'll look to see maybe what medical conditions they have, and we'll be very upfront with them, honest about whether they do have a claim that could warrant benefits or not, and just kind of let them know what those next steps are, the timeline of how long it could take for them to get approved.
50% off annuals and vegetable starts at Queensgate Gardens. It's the end of spring and going fast. Open 10 to 3 on the 4th. Queensgate Gardens, where adventure grows at 50% off.
Call Vance when you need a friendly, reliable electrician. We'll keep your home safe with electrical services and equipment upgrades. Save $50 on any electrical service. Don't leave it to chance. Call Vance.
You know I'm never afraid to lay it on thick. Like with my 100% beef patty melt with 2 melty cheeses and grilled onions all on my famous toasted sourdough. It's beefy, it's melty, and it's back. Starting at $5.49. Get so much more. Welcome to Jack in the Box.
This newscast sponsored by Mariano Morales Law.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Yep, today is another first alert weather day because of the heat. We do have a heat advisory that's been posted by the National Weather Service Pendleton for lower elevations of south central Washington and northeastern Oregon. This runs until 9 p.m. this evening. Then we have a fire weather watch in place for the valleys, the basin, at least the basin of Washington, and then the Blue Foothills of Walla Walla County. That runs for tomorrow from 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. We'll definitely show you the fire weather setup coming up a little bit later in the show. Here's your coatcast for today for the Tri-Cities. You don't need the coat. Maybe you need it very early this morning as it's still in the mid-60s for the Tri-Cities, but that is going to be a short window in which you'll need it. So for today, more hazy sunshine, could have a thunderstorm in the southern blues, specifically either in Morrow or Umatilla counties, and these highs going to be about 15 degrees, hotter than normal for this time of the year, so 90s and triple digits for lower elevations. Some portions of the basin could be around 105. Winds, thankfully, going to be pretty light for today, but after 5 p.m., they could start to pick up in the valleys and for some other locations as well. The wind's going to be much stronger for tomorrow. For tonight, could have some lingering showers in the foothills or the southern blues. Otherwise, it is going to be a dry night with more widespread haze across the map, and overnight lows going to be down into the 60s and 70s for lower elevations. Very quickly, I want to show you futurecast upper level wildfire smoke. Throughout the course of today, you see the smoke and the upper level haze just going to sit in the same locations, but as the winds start to pick up for tomorrow, that back edge of the smoke will slowly sort of just work its way through a region. So air quality, it's not going to be terrible for today, but it should improve for tomorrow. But since the winds are going up, fire risk going up as well. Touch on that coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Now we have an update this morning in a case close by that's captured national attention for almost 2 years. Bryan Kohberger, the man accused of murdering 4 University of Idaho students in their off-campus home, has now agreed to plead guilty, reportedly in an effort to avoid the death penalty. Now at least one victim's family is speaking out, saying they're outraged by the deal. Lionel Moise has the full report.
A surprise twist in the Idaho murder case that gripped the nation. Bryan Kohberger, the accused killer of 4 University of Idaho students, now agreeing to plead guilty. He was facing the death penalty, but now under a deal reached with prosecutors, he'll serve 4 life sentences with no chance of parole.
That's huge. That means that the police found their man. That means he's admitting and maybe just knows he's cooked with all the evidence they have on him.
In a letter sent to family members of the victims, prosecutors writing, "This resolution is our sincere attempt to seek justice for your family. This agreement ensures that the defendant will be convicted, will spend the rest of his life in prison, and will not be able to put you and other families through the uncertainty of decades of post-conviction appeals." In November 2022, Kaylee Gonzalez, Madison Mogan, Zana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin were found murdered in this off-campus home. Authorities say Kohberger's DNA was found on a knife sheath at the scene. The criminology PhD student at nearby Washington State University was arrested more than a month later after driving cross-country to his parents' home in Pennsylvania. Various people from Kohberger's past were put on notice they may have to testify, including a former teacher, boxing coach, and friend who reportedly described Kohberger as a self-conscious, overweight teen and a brilliant student with special needs, the defense previously pointing to his autism spectrum disorder. The case was set to go to trial this August, but now the families won't have their day in court.
It was definitely a victory for the defense because there was a good chance that Kohberger was going to get the death penalty. But I just think that it's not full justice because if anyone deserves a death penalty, it's this guy.
The family of Kaylee Gonzalez blasting prosecutors, saying 4 wonderful young people lost their lives, yet the victims' families were treated as opponents from the outset. We weren't even called about the plea. We received an email with a letter attached. That's how Latah County's prosecutor's office treats murder victims' families. Public opinion on the plea deal appears split.
I've talked to some people who are actually say they're mad because they wanted to learn more about what was really going on during the trial. And now it looks like that evidence is going to be locked away.
Now, a motive for the murders is still unclear, but as for what's next, a court hearing is set for tomorrow. Also, the state is seeking restitution for the victims' families. And of course, we'll keep you updated as more information comes in. Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, Josh Colbreth has how your weather is looking today, and that's all coming up in his First Alert weather forecast right after the break.
The 4th of July sale is on now at More Furniture with red, white, and blue savings in every department. Just in time for summer entertaining, family gatherings, and holiday celebrations. During the 4th of July sale, you'll get our very best offer. No money down, subtract the sales tax, and absolutely no interest until July 2026. Plus, you'll get free white glove delivery and will remove and donate your gently used pieces locally. Visit your local More Furniture where everyone gets more for less.
Welcome to Nob Hill Casino in Yakima. Experience the thrill of our Vegas-style casino featuring the friendliest dealers in town. Join our Players Club and earn exciting rewards. Enjoy games like Blackjack, Pai Gow, and High Card Flush. While you're here, don't forget to unwind with a drink at our cozy bar or enjoy a meal from our restaurant. Come discover Yakima's ultimate entertainment destination, Nob Hill Casino, where the locals play.
Like most people, my days are nonstop. When I'm working, I need to stay focused, not worried about my finances. That's why I went looking for a bank that makes managing my money effortless. Apple was exactly what I needed. Helpful people with easy-to-use tools. Now, I spend less time stressing about money and more time doing the things I enjoy. Where do you credit union?
3 weeks of savings continue with Bi-Mart's latest savings book. Pick one up in store today. Bonus zone savings include Pepsi brand 12 packs, buy 2 get 2 free. Bi-Mart quad chairs are just $9.99. Plus save $50 on a Quick Shade Weekender 10x10 canopy. Storeware's 23-gallon totes are just $7.99. And all Frito-Lay party-sized chips are $3.99. Save store-wide through July 7th. Bi-Mart since 1955.
A really fun golf course.
All the holes are pretty challenging.
Surrounded by Oregon farms.
The course is lined by old growth trees.
Fly the Northwest over the golf course at Birch Creek.
And then, of course, you have the creek.
Apple Valley News Now at 6 tonight.
Next live, David Muir from ABC World News Tonight.
I love the...
Casual David Muir?
I love casual David Muir.
Plus, the Bears' Liza Colon-Zayas.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now. Operation Best Friend, sponsored by the Manthei Group Cross Country Mortgage.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Today is a First Alert weather day because of the triple-digit heat that we'll have for lower elevations. And then for tomorrow, another First Alert weather day, this time because of the uptick in fire weather concerns. So let's parse this out day by day. We start with today, where, again, it is going to be toasty out there. 90s and triple digits for lower elevations, 70s and 80s in the Cascades, and 80s in the Blues. We will have a little chance of some thunderstorms today, mainly in the southern Blues. We'll go ahead and show you this with Futurecast radar. You see, as we head into the afternoon and evening, Futurecast picking up on some of that, and it's being a little bit more bullish as we head into the evening and overnight hours, trying to pick up on some showers, making it into the lower Columbia Basin. I don't know about that. I would say personally I would not bet on that, but regardless, low-end chances for showers. The much better chances for showers going to be in the foothills and the Blues. This could extend into tomorrow, but as we head into the evening for tomorrow, all the showers and the thunderstorms should be off the map. But speaking of tomorrow, the vegetation dryness is going to be up there. Our vegetation is going to be critically dry in the Kittitas Valley, Yakima Valley, Lower Columbia Basin, and Blue Foothills. You factor in the wind gusts that we'll have a widespread breezy and windy conditions for tomorrow. The windiest conditions are going to be in the Morrow County foothills and in the Kittitas Valley. So in these conditions, fires could start or spread very quickly. We need all of you to be on those P's and Q's, and we'll show you some of the fire safety tips coming up a little bit later in the show. Winds picking up because temperatures are going down from Tuesday through Thursday, and then we'll finally be seasonal for Thursday through Sunday. So feeling pretty good for the 4th of July holiday proper, but then looks like we start to heat things up again at the beginning of next week. Our forecast stays mostly dry, except there's another chance of some thunderstorms, a slightly better chance of thunderstorms in the Blues for the 4th of July. So we'll track that fire start potential very closely. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Very hot today, dangerous fire weather tomorrow, but then some pleasant weather into the 4th of July. In Yakima, near 100 today, cooler tomorrow, but the fire risk goes up. Then a welcome return to the 80s for Thursday through Saturday. In Ellensburg, oppressive heat today, dangerous fire weather Wednesday, then some lingering winds for Thursday and the 4th. In Hermiston, between 100 and 105 today, a first alert weather day also for tomorrow, this time for fire weather concerns, then some better weather into the holiday weekend. In Walla Walla, very hot and hazy today, perhaps a shower or two tomorrow, and tracking another chance of a shower on the 4th of July.
Thank you, Josh. And coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, if you plan on heading to the movies anytime soon, you may have more time to get there. AMC Theaters is announcing it's adding even more ads before the movie starts. Find out how much extra time you'll be spending in the theater seats right after the break.
Tuesdays are my favorite day of the week because the single pop-up burger combos are just $5.99. And I wait all week for this.
And so do I.
And that's why I always get two.
The Tuesday special at A&W.
This 4th of July, celebrate the freedom to roam with Broadmoor RV, where every mile brings you closer to what matters most. From family road trips to quiet nights under the stars, your next adventure starts here. Proudly serving the Northwest with unbeatable selection, service, and spirit. This Independence Day, go further, dream bigger, and drive free. Broadmoor RV, we make camping fun.
At Columbia Basin Oral and Maxillofacial Surgeons, your safety is our top priority. We are the only board-certified oral and maxillofacial surgery experts in wisdom tooth removal and dental implant placement in the Tri-Cities. With years of experience and a commitment to excellence, we ensure every patient receives safe, personalized treatment. Ask your dentist to refer you to the Tri-Cities experts in oral surgery, Columbia Basin Oral and Maxillofacial Surgeons. We look forward to meeting you.
At US Cellular, we created an event to celebrate our customers, like Luana here, called Us Days.
Yeah, they give us special rewards and exclusive deals in everything. It almost feels like we're part of a cool club together.
Sure does.
Slide, connect. Woo, woo, woo. Hug, shake.
Us Days just got bigger. All customers get a free phone with no trade-in.
Win and save with Lucky Number Tuesday at Bi-Mart. Win great prizes this week from Cuisinart, Igloo, Shelter Logic, and more. Plus save with special Tuesday-only pricing. Win and save on Lucky Number Tuesday only at Bi-Mart.
Get ready to feast at Legends Casino Hotel's ultimate all-you-can-eat seafood buffet. Dive into fresh Dungeness crab, wild Columbia River salmon, juicy prime rib, and much more. Taste it all every Thursday and Saturday starting at 4 p.m.
It's hump day, and you know what that means. Hello, Country Fried Steak. Get a delicious meal for just $5.99 to make your Wednesday feel like the weekend. Yes, Wednesdays only, Country Fried Steak is just $5.99. Happy hump day from KFC.
A flight over the golf course at Birch Creek. Apple Valley News Now at 6 tonight.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. In your entertainment headlines, NASA is teaming up with Netflix to stream its content this summer.
The space agency announced rocket launches, spacewalks, and mission coverage will all be available on the streaming platform. NASA says this will make its work in science and exploration more accessible.
Science rules.
Science rules.
The schedules and programming details will be announced closer to launch date.
NASA Plus will still be available, though, through the NASA app or on the agency's website for free.
I feel like they could have came up with a better name. Everyone uses Plus. Disney Plus.
How about...
There's some other pluses. I can't think of them right now. NASA...
Space Stream.
NASA app.
Oh, that was
Isn't
even
that
better.
Cute?
Yeah.
Oh, that's,
NASA.
see, they should hire us.
Good stuff.
All right, and more entertainment news. Starting today, you can expect to see even more commercials before movies at AMC theaters nationwide. So a deal was announced in early June between AMC and advertising giant National CineMedia.
I know everyone was just chomping at the bits for more commercials, right? AMC.
I was, so I can get there even later than I usually do.
Sure, there is some value to that. Well, AMC Entertainment will run ads in the platinum spot immediately ahead of a movie start. AMC says the pre-show material, which includes trailers and other promotions, can last up to 30 minutes.
30 minutes, okay. Well, the deal will mean more ad sales for AMC, and the theater chain hopes this is a boost for its bottom line after seeing its worst first quarter earnings since 1996 outside of the pandemic.
Ugh.
Oh, that's why they're doing that. Well, see, for people like me, you need to put the start time earlier. So if the movie says 7 o'clock, but you have like 30 minutes of ads, I will probably get there around 7:15, most of the time, you know. So then you got 15 minutes of ads. You know, if it's a off-kilter day, then, you know, maybe I'm getting there at 7:30. So then, hey, just in time for the movie.
Yeah. You know what we need?
There's people like me out there.
We need another Barbenheimer. That was like the last time we had a huge release.
They tried to with Wicked and some other movie. I can't see.
Some other movie, exactly.
Okay.
We need another Barbenheimer, and I feel like AMC sales would go up. You don't need more commercials. You just need better movies.
Yeah, and they need social media to get on the trend,
Yes.
which apparently, I mean, you could pay people to do that, which is what some people do. Not saying that's what happened, but yeah. Anyways.
It's what an influencer is.
Keep it here, because coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, we have an update on the fire that sparked on Thompson Hill. Crews now saying it's all under control, but we have how they stopped it from spreading and also an urgent reminder from the authorities. All the details are coming up in your next half hour.
At Smoke City for Less, we understand every smoker is unique. Explore our over 1,500 vape flavors and specialty curated selection of tobacco products. Your perfect flavor and blend awaits at any of Smoke City for Less 6 locations. Save your pennies. Smoke City for Less has the lowest prices. Find the best vape mods, batteries, kratom, and specialty products too. Our knowledgeable staff is always on hand to provide personalized recommendations. Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
It's time for Pasco's Grand Old Fourth. Get ready for a full day of family fun. Start with the Kiwanis Pancake Breakfast at 7, then enjoy the pre-parade street dance and catch the cardboard regatta before heading to Red, White, and Swim. At 7:30, join us for the Battle of the Bands. Cheer loud and vote for your favorite, then end the night with a spectacular fireworks show at 10 p.m. For a full list of events, visit PascoGo4.com.
Hear that? It's the sound of savings at your local Ford dealer. Get a sweet-sounding deal on F-150, Bronco, Bronco Sport, Explorer, Escape, and more. Hurry in today for the sound of savings, because a new Ford truck or SUV is calling your name. Just listen to this great offer. Employee pricing ends soon. Get up to $13,000 total savings, only at your local Ford dealer.
From sparklers to sparkling appliances, find explosive deals at Fred's this 4th of July. Come check out what's in stock and on sale. Score big on all GE appliances from your favorite brands like GE Cafe and GE Profile. This Independence Day, Fred's is offering exclusive deals on all GE fridges, ranges, dishwashers, and so much more. Plus, save up to $500 with an additional Fred's Buy More, Save More exclusive rebate. Fred's Appliance is your family-owned local appliance expert since 1962.
Ever feel like something's missing? Like there's a hole in your morning routine? Well, we've got just the thing. At Some Bagels, we make more than fresh bagels. We make a variety of baked goods to fill your day with everything you've been missing. Have your favorite coffee drink with our in-house roasted espresso beans. And enjoy your bagel with our flavored cream cheeses. Because at Some Bagels, the only thing better than the hole in the middle is everything around it. I want some, you want some, we want some, gimme Some Bagels.
Meet the Moore family. They switched from cable internet to Ziply Fiber and got so much more. Mr. Moore got more upload speed for next level gaming and live streaming to the masses. Mason Moore got even more done for his sneaker business, quickly uploading HD product demos and video conferencing without freezing.
Brad, you're on mute.
And now that her family doesn't need her for tech support, Mrs. Moore has more time to stream games into overtime.
Let's go!
Get more of what you love by switching to Ziply Fiber for $65 less per month than cable at ziplyfiber.com.
Wendy Redmond, Austin Reed, Stacey Lee weather. Apple Valley News Now on your side. This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
All right, Josh, 3-degree guarantee. It's just on its way up.
It sure is, partner.
On its way up yonder.
Sure.
Down by the pond. Anyways.
Up the hill, yeah.
Yeah, just up and up.
Well, it is up and up. Let's go ahead and take a look at the actual dollar amount.
It's going to make a great jackpot for a winner one day.
Yes, if there ever is a winner one, there will be a winner one day, because I will eventually get it wrong.
How's that jackpot looking?
Well, anyway, yesterday went with the forecast high of 99 in Pasco. Tri-Cities have verified at 98, so the jackpot is now up to 1,425, $1,425. For today, I'm going with a toastier forecast high of 102 in Pasco Tri-Cities. So if it verifies between 99 to 105, the jackpot's going to hit 1450. If that doesn't happen, you could win the whole shebang. So find out how to win the jackpot by going to applevalleynewsnow.com, clicking on the contest page, or you can scan the QR code that was just on your screen. Okay, today a first alert weather day because of heat concerns, triple-digit heat for lower elevations. Then for tomorrow, first alert weather day because of fire weather concerns. It's going to be dry and it's going to be windy out there. We'll have some tips to sort of navigate that here in just a second. But first, temperatures this morning already in the 60s and 70s for lower elevations, 50s up in the Cascades and 50s and 60s in the Blues. So feeling very comfortable out there. Your hour-by-hour forecast for today for the Tri-Cities is going to be into the mid-80s as soon as 10 this morning, low 90s as soon as lunchtime, and then triple digits at the peak of daytime heating. So for today, we'll end up being about 15 degrees hotter than normal for this time of the year. We'll be cooler for tomorrow, but again, the wind gust's going to go up. It's going to be very dry out there. Fires could start to spread very quickly. So just some tips to sort of internalize over the coming days. Mind your campfires. Don't toss. What are you doing if you're tossing cigarettes? Check equipment sparks and obey all of the local guidelines, especially when it comes to fireworks. And to underscore that, I'll show you our vegetation dryness for today and tomorrow coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Starting off this half hour with an update on Sunday's deadly ambush near Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. So we told you yesterday that 2 firefighters were killed, and now we know their identities. Battalion Chief John Morrison with Coeur d'Alene Fire and Battalion Chief Frank Harwood with Kootenai County Fire and Rescue. Also a 3rd firefighter who was shot but survived. That's engineer Dave Tisdale, who's recovering in the hospital. Authorities say the gunman, 20-year-old Wes Rowley, started the wildfire and then opened fire on first responders before taking his own life. The motive remains unclear, but the investigation is ongoing. Now here locally, the chief of Franklin County Fire District Number 3, Mike Harris, is responding to the tragedy. He says the ambush underscores a new and growing threat, and that's first responders are being targeted intentionally. Harris says there may be a need for law enforcement escorts on certain calls or added training and even GPS tracking or helmet cameras. Harris says he's cautious about one idea, and that's arming responders.
Adding law for security, and that's going to be completely manpower driven. If you start arming firefighters, you have to train them. So you're going to have to send them to the range. You're going to have to train them, and you're going to have to equip them properly, just like you do law enforcement. And now you're adding a lot of extra liability.
Now, right now, no official policy changes have been made, but Chief Harris hopes this tragedy will spark conversations at the state level. And in the meantime, fire crews continue doing their jobs with care and caution as the entire Northwest Fire Service family mourns the loss in Idaho. Turning now to an update on a fire watch that we first brought to you yesterday. The Thompson Hill brush fire in Kennewick is now contained, and this morning we're learning more about the impact. So crews from multiple agencies raced to the scene just before 3 p.m. Sunday near Columbia Center Boulevard and West 20th Avenue. The fire spread quickly through rough terrain, burning an estimated 20 acres before it was controlled, and that's thanks in part to a helicopter dropping water from above. No homes were threatened and no injuries were reported. Chief Chad Michael from the Kennewick Fire Department says crews faced many challenges battling this blaze, one being those rising temperatures.
Did have a little bit of difficulty getting into the area just due to the terrain, and then there's a KID water canal over in that area, but crews were able to overcome that fairly quickly and get water on the fire. Yesterday was very hot. We did have some winds.
Now, crews stayed at the scene into Sunday evening, putting out any hot spots to prevent flare-ups, and investigators are still looking into what sparked that fire. And following that brush fire, and with the 4th of July weekend fast approaching, the Kennewick Fire Department is reminding residents the importance of drone safety. Firefighters from Kennewick and several other agencies raced to contain the flames of Sunday evening's blaze with help from air support that proved crucial in hard-to-reach areas. But an important reminder followed. If a drone is spotted near a fire, air support has to be grounded. That means a single drone could delay aerial attacks, puts homes and property at risk, and even endangers lives. So as you celebrate this weekend, KPD is asking residents to keep the skies clear around fire zones and never fly a drone near emergency operations. Now to Washington, a man accused of breaking into the Seattle homes of several athletes was arraigned Monday. So 21-year-old Earl Riley is charged with residential burglary and robbery, and prosecutors say he raided the homes of former Seahawks Richard Sherman, Mariners player Julio Rodriguez, and Luis Castillo, as well as LA Dodgers pitcher Blake Snell. Riley has pleaded not guilty. He remains in jail, though, with the bail of $1 million, and he's due back in court on July 14th. We'll, of course, keep you updated. And staying in the courtroom in Yakima, a warning from municipal court about a new scam that's targeting residents. So the court says fraudulent text messages are circulating, claiming people face license suspension or extra fees if they don't pay up. Officials are urging the public to be cautious, reminding everyone the court does not send texts threatening fees or license suspension over payment issues. So if you get one of these messages, you're urged to report it immediately. Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, 4th of July celebrations are heating up, but so is fire danger. We have what local crews want you to know before lighting that fuse. But first, Josh Colbreth will have another look at your weather forecast. Keep it here. We'll be right back after the break in just a few minutes.
A flight over the golf course at Birch Creek. Apple Valley News Now at 6 tonight.
Allen Brecky Law Offices is a Tri-Cities-based regional law firm which emphasizes the rights of accident victims. If you've been injured, get a free consultation from the people who live and work right here in our community.
The 4th of July sale is on now at More Furniture with red, white, and blue savings in every department. Just in time for summer entertaining, family gatherings, and holiday celebrations. During the 4th of July sale, you'll get our very best offer. No money down, subtract the sales tax, and absolutely no interest until July 2026. Plus, you'll get free white glove delivery and will remove and donate your gently used pieces locally. Visit your local More Furniture where everyone gets more for less.
STCU and Apple Valley News Now continue to honor volunteers by sharing their stories and awarding their charities $1,000 each. If you know someone in Benton and Franklin counties who is making a difference and taking that extra step to make our communities better, please tell us about them today. Just click on Volunteers Count on the Contest tab at applevalleynewsnow.com for the STCU Volunteers Count nomination form. Volunteers Count from STCU and Apple Valley News Now.
Vance Heating and Air has been keeping Yakima homes cool since 1986.
If your air conditioner needs service this summer, we'll take $86 off the cost of any AC repair. Don't leave it to chance. Call Vance.
The White Card, a powerful resource for former Hanford and DOE employees. If you worked in the area and have come down with cancer, lung disease, Parkinson's, or renal failure, you may be eligible for financial compensation and healthcare services. A simple phone call can get the process started. Atomic Home Health. Don't wait. Call today.
At Columbia Basin Oral and Maxillofacial Surgeons, your safety is our top priority. We are the only board-certified oral and maxillofacial surgery experts in wisdom tooth removal and dental implant placement in the Tri-Cities. With years of experience and a commitment to excellence, we ensure every patient receives safe, personalized treatment. Ask your dentist to refer you to the Tri-Cities experts in oral surgery, Columbia Basin Oral and Maxillofacial Surgeons. We look forward to meeting you.
Allen Brecky Law Offices is a Tri-Cities-based regional law firm which emphasizes the rights of accident victims. If you've been injured, get a free consultation from the people who live and work right here in our community.
Apple Valley News Now viewer Alan Rither of Richland.
We really appreciate Apple Valley News Now being on the air. It's more a part of our community.
We love hearing from viewers. Email comments at applevalleynewsnow.com.
Next live, David Muir from ABC World News Tonight.
I love the
Casual David Muir?
I love casual David Muir.
Plus, the Bears' Liza Colon-Zayas.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. It is still a first alert weather day because of the heat. And so let's go ahead and take you on a zone by zone tour of today's heat. And we start off in Kittitas County. Could be around 100 today in the Kittitas Valley, a little bit breezy. And then in the Yakima Valley, also right around 100 degrees. Hazy sunshine, light winds here. Then for the lower Columbia Basin, some portions of the basin going to be a little bit closer to 105 as opposed to 100. So it's going to be one of those days out there with highs about 15 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year, hotter than normal for this time of the year. 90s and triple digits for the Blue Foothills and highs mostly in the 80s for the higher terrain of the Blue Mountains. Winds going to be mostly light across the map for today. They could pick up a little bit more during the evening and especially for tomorrow. Okay, so here's today's vegetation dryness forecast. Remember that all of these levels have been adjusted per the typical dryness for each microclimate. So for today, a lot of elevated dryness out there, but critically dry in the Cascades and the upper Yakima Basin. But I'm much more concerned about tomorrow as the vegetation going to be even drier for a larger chunk of our region. Critically dry for the Kittitas Valley, Yakima Valley, lower Columbia Basin, and Blue Foothills. And you factor in some of the wind gusts. And yeah, in these conditions, fires could start or spread rather quickly. So I'll show you some of the wind gusts to really underscore that point coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. And now 4th of July is pretty much on everyone's minds, and that means fireworks. And with these current weather conditions that you were just talking about, it's the perfect recipe for a fire, really.
Yes. So here's my 2 cents, right? If you're not a professional, don't shoot them off. We know not everyone
risk blowing your hand off.
Yes, or starting a wildfire, right? You could also blow your hand off. But if you must shoot off fireworks, I think you want to stick around and hear some of these rules and regulations, right?
That's right. Jake Gable has more on that.
Fireworks stands have popped up all around the Tri-Cities in preparation for the 4th of July. With this, an emphasis from the Kennewick Fire Department has been put on proper firework safety.
Use fireworks responsibly. If you're inclined to go and purchase them, make sure that you light them off in an area that there's asphalt all around you. Make sure that you have a bucket of water to extinguish them, and just be really responsible with the fireworks.
With the 4th of July coming up, we want to be able to celebrate them, but we want to do it safely and make sure your fireworks are under regulation. Wildfires are already occurring around town, and you don't want to have another one be caused by your fireworks.
To light the fireworks, make sure that afterwards you wet them, just make sure, because it can be a windy day like this, they tend to tip over, and then you should have sparks and ashes, and that can cause a fire real quick. So and if you guys happen to have like a 5-gallon or any water, just put that out, and just to be safe, you never know.
Fire Chief Michael reminds citizens to make sure the fireworks they purchase are legal to use in the Tri-Cities. All fireworks that are available to buy in Kennewick are legal to use in the Tri-Cities, but fireworks from other cities might not meet legal regulations.
Tri-Cities and Kennewick regulations is these are all fountains, so they stay 10 to 15 feet on the, so they don't go in the air, so they're not mortars or aerials. So that's the only difference.
Remember to be safe as the fire danger level is currently high and conditions are ripe to start a fire. In Kennewick, Jake Gable, Apple Valley News Now.
Thank you, Jake. Also a reminder that legal fireworks cannot go into the air higher than 15 feet.
And local vendors in the Tri-Cities only sell fireworks that meet these requirements. And the last sentence of a story, conditions ripe for fires.
Oh yeah.
Put that one up there.
And check in your city if you can even do it, if it's even legal. All good things to keep in mind.
Yes.
Now keep it here, because coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, we've got more things to keep on your mind. Everything you need to know before you head out the door this morning. That's coming up in your morning sprint. And Josh will be back to tell us more about how the week is looking weather-wise. Any hints, Josh?
It's going to be hot today, cooler for tomorrow, winds picking up, and again, conditions ripe for fires. So I'll tell you more about the ins and outs of that coming up on the other side of the break.
Hello, Shelby.
Hello, Mariano.
Upload Mrs. Robinson's case.
Processing.
Is there any new information?
The insurance offer is too low. Should I ask for more?
You know, when they hear from the heavy hitter, they'll pay much more.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
Ever feel like something's missing? Like there's a hole in your morning routine? Well, we've got just the thing. At Some Bagels, we make more than fresh bagels. We make a variety of baked goods to fill your day with everything you've been missing. Have your favorite coffee drink with our in-house roasted espresso beans. And enjoy your bagel with our flavored cream cheeses. Because at Some Bagels, the only thing better than the hole in the middle is everything around it. I want some, you want some, we want some, gimme Some Bagels.
Today, too many of us walk away from our primary care appointments feeling rushed and unheard.
We were frustrated too, so we decided to change the quality of healthcare here in the Tri-Cities.
At Primary Care at the PC, we take the time to truly listen. With 1 hour-long appointments, we care about the whole you. You don't have to be a member to be our patient, but once you're here, you might want to be.
Now welcoming new patients. Book your appointments online or call us at 509-783-5465. Primary Care at the PC. Play hard, live well.
It's the 3-degree guarantee from Apple Valley News Now First Alert Weather and Legends Casino Hotel. When Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth gets the high within 3 degrees, $25 is put in the jackpot. If he misses, someone wins. From Legends Casino Hotel and Apple Valley News Now.
One day, maybe these were your people, or these. But maybe one day you noticed fewer people, which can feel different, but good. Because now, older, we decide what our people means, how we spend time, even who they are. Like us, our people are their own people, and our connections keep us active, sharper, and happier. Find ways to connect with people of all ages at findyourpeoplewa.org.
Have you heard about refractive lens exchange? K2 Vision RLE means no glasses, no contacts, and no readers permanently. And you'll never develop a cataract.
No glasses or readers. K2 Vision RLE.
50% off annuals and vegetable starts at Queensgate Gardens. It's the end of spring and going fast. Open 10 to 3 on the 4th. Queensgate Gardens, where adventure grows at 50% off.
The River of Fire Festival, presented by ICCU, is back. Friday, July the 4th at Columbia Park in Kennewick. It's a free family celebration starting at 2 p.m. with food trucks, live music, kids' activities, and fireworks at 10.
Hello, Shelby.
Hello, Mariano.
Upload Mrs. Robinson's case.
Processing.
Is there any new information?
The insurance offer is too low. Should I ask for more?
You know, when they hear from the heavy hitter, they'll pay much more.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
Wendy Redmond, Austin Reed, Stacy Lee Weather. Apple Valley News Now on your side.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. today is a first alert weather day because of the heat concerns, triple-digit heat for lower elevations. And then for tomorrow, fire weather concerns, as we're going to have the combination of dry air, dry vegetation, and widespread breezy and windy conditions. So let's parse it out one day at a time. First for today, very hot out there, 90s and triple digits for lower elevations, about 15 degrees hotter than normal for this time of the year. So some portions of the lower Columbia Basin could be around 105 degrees. And we will have these little chances of showers and thunderstorms for today, mainly in the southern Blue Mountains. We'll put this into motion with Futurecast radar. You can see as we head into the afternoon, but especially into the early evening, that's when we could see some showers and thunderstorms down towards the Battle Mountain Summit or Ukiah. Futurecast trying to pick up on some showers, even making it down to the lower Columbia Basin. Personally, I'm not too high on those chances. We'll see how it pans out, but I do think overall the best chances over the next couple of days for showers or thunderstorms either going to be in the Blue Foothills or the Blue Mountains, especially down toward those aforementioned locations of southern Umatilla and Morrow counties. Okay, for tomorrow, the big concern, again, the fire weather risk, as vegetation is going to be critically dry, especially for lower elevations. And you factor in the winds, widespread breezy and windy conditions. The windiest parts of our viewing area are going to be the Kittitas Valley and the Morrow County foothills. So in those conditions, fires could start to spread very quickly. Please be on your P's and Q's when it comes to heat safety today and then fire safety for tomorrow. Now, with the winds picking up, that means that temperatures are going down due to a cold front. So we'll finally have some seasonal high temperatures Thursday through Sunday. It looks like the heat's going to be back on for the beginning of next week. The rain is going to be elusive over the next 7 days. We'll have some better thunderstorm chances for Friday, especially in the Blue Mountains. So we'll track that very closely for the fire start potential. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Very hot today, dangerous fire weather tomorrow, but then some pleasant weather into the 4th of July. In Yakima, near 100 today, cooler tomorrow, but the fire risk goes up. Then a welcome return to the 80s for Thursday through Saturday. In Ellensburg, oppressive heat today, dangerous fire weather Wednesday, then some lingering winds for Thursday and the 4th. In Hermiston, between 100 and 105 for today, a first alert weather day also for tomorrow, this time because of fire weather concerns, and then some better weather into the holiday weekend. Finally, for Walla Walla, very hot and hazy today, perhaps a shower or two tomorrow, then tracking another chance of a shower on the 4th of July. Now let's head out to New York City to see what's ahead on Good Morning America.
In this morning's GMA First Look, new eyewitness details on that cruise ship rescue at sea.
It was the most terrifying and scary situation ever.
Watch the moment a rescue team saved a father and daughter after going overboard a cruise ship. The two were on the 4th floor of the Disney Dream when the little girl fell over the rail, the father immediately jumping in. Witness Tracy Hughes watching the entire moment unfold, telling GMA the dad was a hero.
This father, his child fell in the water. He instinctively, without hesitation, jumped in and went after his child. And I believe had he not done that, his child might not have survived.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have much more on this dramatic cruise ship rescue. With your GMA First Look, I'm Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
Touch can mean so many things, even for people with moderate to severe eczema. Touch can make players celebrate like winners, or make two move like one. Dupixent can help you stay ahead of eczema as you welcome the feeling of touch. Dupixent helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that can cause eczema to help heal your skin from within. Many adults saw 90% clearer skin. Some even achieved long-lasting clearer skin and fast itch relief after the first dose. Severe allergic reactions can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor of new or worsening eye problems like eye pain or vision changes, skin symptoms, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop other treatments without talking to your doctor. Dupixent, the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists, helps you feel the heal. See the difference for yourself. Reach out to your eczema specialist today.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time is 6:53. It's time for your morning sprint. We want to start off with your national headlines. First up, President Trump signed a presidential memorandum yesterday enforcing a ban on U.S. tourism to Cuba as well as an economic embargo. It states the Trump administration's policies on Cuba are similar to those from his first presidency. The memo also states economic practices that disproportionately benefit the Cuban government or its military will be ended. Now to your top 5 local stories that you need to know. Sunnyside City Manager Mike Gonzalez will remain on paid leave now through July 31st. This as the city's internal investigation continues, but now there is a new restriction on his communications with city employees. And Washington's hands-free law is making it illegal to use phones while driving, even at red lights. So this summer, police will step up patrol at high-risk intersections, cracking down on distracted driving. They warn that distractions go beyond phones, and that includes pets in your lap and also lighting off fireworks from your car. And officials have released the names of the 2 firefighters killed in Idaho on Sunday. That's Battalion Chiefs John Morrison and Frank Harwood, who were shot while responding to a wildfire. A 3rd firefighter is recovering after surgery. And the brush fire on Thompson Hill is now contained after burning 20 acres. Crews from multiple agencies tackled it Sunday near Columbia Center Boulevard. No injuries have been reported. And with fireworks sales ramping up, Kennewick Fire is urging safe celebrations. They say use legal fireworks only, light them on flat surfaces, and keep water nearby. Fire danger is high, and one mistake could spark a wildfire. All right, taking a look at what's trending this morning, Mount Kilauea in Hawaii erupted again on Sunday.
The National Weather Service says lava is pouring from the north vent. This latest eruption has occurred within a closed area of Hawaii Volcanoes National Park.
So this is the 27th eruption since last December, and most of the eruptions last a day or less. And I have seen that volcano in person, and you know, it wasn't going off, it was dormant back then. But it's kind of feeling lava hot here locally.
Yeah.
And it's about to get even hotter.
Yes, today's going to be the hottest day of the heat wave, so thankfully after this it's going to be all downhill. It does start to heat up a little bit again next week, so we'll see where that lands. But first, let's talk about the comfortable temperatures for this morning. Feels awesome out there right now. 60s and 70s for lower elevations, 50s in the Cascades, and 60s up in the Blues. A little bit later today, 90s in triple digits for lower elevations. Some portions of the basin could be a bit closer to 105. That's about 15 degrees hotter than normal for this time of the year. Bottom line for the forecast, triple digit heat for today. Dangerous fire weather conditions for tomorrow, but thankfully, well, fire weather conditions going up because winds are going to crank up, but that is because of a cold front that's going to knock our high temperatures down to more seasonal stuff as we head into the 4th of July weekend. So a weird little catch-22 there. So the first alert weather day for today because of the heat, high temperatures, and again, into the triple digits for lower elevations. Then for tomorrow, the first alert weather day because of the potential for fires to start and spread quickly. Our vegetation is going to be dry, our air is going to be dry, and the winds will do their best to try to promote fires to start and spread quickly. But we're going to circle back to the heat for today. If you're going to walk the pets, the earlier in the morning, the better. If the kids are going to be outside playing, be sure that they're staying hydrated. Be sure that you're staying hydrated. If you're going to be working outside for an extended period of time, take plenty of breaks in the shade. And also, please, please, please check up on those vulnerable populations, especially the elderly.
And don't light your own fireworks. Leave it to the professionals.
Please.
Yes.
Please.
Don't blow your hand off.
Have to, follow all those local guidelines, but you don't have to.
Check your local guidelines.
Hey, that's the best part. You don't have to shoot off fireworks yourself. And there are other ways to be patriotic.
And they're prettier when someone else does it.
Yes.
Thank you guys for watching Good Morning Northwest. You can always find updates at applevalleyNewsNow.com.
Good Morning America is up next. We'll be back with local news and weather tonight at 5. Have a great day.